Where were we?
Filthy Casuals. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 3VO podcast where we are all on the same team. I'm one of your hosts, Brendan.
And just because you liked Harry Potter growing up doesn't mean you have to support a turf anymore. And I'm Jordan!
And if you're new here, we're just two big old nerds who absolutely love video games, and we love to share our love of video games with the world. So if you too are a lover of video games, then this is the show for you. As always, it's time to check in. Jordan, what could possibly be on your mind?
Oh, hey, we've been out for a while. I gotta come back in hot.
Yeah,
let's go!
We gotta make up for lost time.
Yeah, gotta make up for lost time. So just get in the intro and let's go. No, that's not even the thing I wanted to talk about today, honestly. I've been doing pretty good. I got to do something really cool. I can't give... Because it's still an ongoing project, so I can't give away too many details, but I got to be in a music video recently.
Ooh, very cool.
And it was really cool. It's a project that I got to work on with my stepsister, which was actually really cool. For my dad's most recent marriage. Yeah.
Wow, very neat.
It was really cool. She's awesome. I loved working with her. It was a blast. And just, it's that, I don't know, have you worked on film outside of, like, student projects or anything like that?
No. I took, like, acting for the camera in college. But...
Got you. I was just there's something cool about, like, walking into, because it was done at their house, but there's something cool about, like, walking into a space and there's, like, lighting rigs.
I realized I was making faces like I'm not being filmed right now. Like,
oh my god, that's
like, oh my god, no, I hate being on camera.
Never been on camera. I died before I was on camera.
If you're an audio listener of this podcast, you can always check us out on YouTube so that you can see our lovely faces.
If you want to see the weird shit we do while we're talking about this garbage.
If you want to put weird faces to weird voices.
Exactly. I love it.
That should be the tagline of our YouTube channel.
Weird faces to weird voices. Oh, that's really, really good. Some voice actor out there already has that.
Oh, that's
true. There's no way that we're not infringing on someone's territory.
Anyways, back to what you were saying.
Well, no, it was just like there's something cool about like walking onto a set essentially and seeing like the lighting rigs and all the camera equipment and all the setups and like there was an AD and a bunch of other like people running around and they had a set makeup artist there and stuff. It was cool. I was just like, oh, this feels like professional. Yeah. Not that this doesn't, but not that in a bad way. I mean, just it's
a very different feel.
It's a very different feel, and it was just really cool. Just that I'm very just like for it's a new year, so just to mention something that isn't like a new resolution for me, but it was something that I wanted to that I'm proud of is that I have for the last like 3-4 years now consistently kept like a workout schedule of some kind. Hasn't stopped. Haven't taken more than like a couple weeks of a break.
Good on you.
Just to make sure I wasn't going to hurt myself. And just, it's made a difference for just like, obviously physical health, but just like mental health. Oh, it's been such a big difference for mental health as well. To just like, that's now how I really deal with stress.
Oh, good.
Is that it's like, now it's like an excitement thing. I'm past to where it's like, God, I have to go home and work out. Now it's like bad day at work or bad day in general. Then it's like, well, I get to go take it out and work out.
That's
and shit.
Awesome.
It's really nice.
I wish I could get to that point.
You listen.
I know.
It is the most uphill of uphill fucking struggles. But once you get there, I swear to you, it's worth it. It's so nice.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want to get to the point where it's like you work out and afterwards you feel good instead of like feeling like crappy.
There's still like that. They'll just like, oh God, I just killed myself feeling. But
but
it gets. But now you once you come to the conclusion of like, oh, this is for a good purpose. Like it's nice.
I was starting to get to that point, but then I got cast in a show and then stopped going to the gym.
There's always that too of just like shit gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
And what do you do about it?
Yeah.
And the only other thing to mention is that our campaign for our Dungeons and Dragons game has still been going good, and I've been just having the best time.
Very good
as a DM.
It's wonderful. It's so fun, Jordan.
You paid me the biggest compliment a couple sessions back. I mentioned something about like, oh, I think we've maybe got like I was wrong, but I was like, I think maybe we got like 4 or 5 sessions left, so maybe we'll be done in like a couple months. And you just made this comment. You were just like, or can we like stay here forever? And I was like, he loves the world I built. That's awesome. That's like the best.
It's been super fun, and I think everybody's characters are really fun, and everyone's having fun playing them.
The fucking best. Oh my god.
I wish we were recording it. I wish we could share
I know.
all of the goofy characters that we have with the world. But that's another topic.
I would write a campaign just so we could do like a one-shot recording with these guys.
Oh.
If our group would be down for it, I'd be totally down for that.
You mean Feels and the rest of us who don't matter?
Feels would be the highlight for sure. He would definitely be the grog.
Snapshot of Feels, this character in our campaign. He is a dwarven cleric who used to be a pirate, and he's got the thickest accent, and nobody can understand what he's saying most times.
Not even as a bit. I don't even think it started as a bit. We just can't understand him.
We just can't understand him. And our friend is so committed to this voice and this character, and it's so great every time because there's such conviction and such commitment to the bit. It's so good.
No line of dialogue is delivered at less than 11.
Absolutely
like everything
not.
is cranked up to the max.
Absolutely not.
No, he's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a great time. I'm really glad we're doing it.
So, what about you?
Well, I mentioned the show that I got cast in.
Yes!
So I'm very fortunate to be in Sweeney Todd at the local university. I live in a university town, and my best friend works there, and they were looking for ensemble members, and I was like, I can be an ensemble member. And no, she reached out to me and was like, hey, we need people. Can you, come? I did a self-tape for the director,
That's
and
awesome.
I got cast, which is great. I'm in the ensemble. I'm like the lowest of the totem pole, which is totally fine.
I was gonna say,
Because it's a university show, and it's like no, the students should have like the main roles, absolutely, absolutely.
I love that attitude.
Absolutely,
100%.
And like I was coming in late. They've been rehearsing all of last semester.
Oh, yeah.
With the music, I'm coming in the middle, and now we're starting blocking. So I'm doing a lot of catch up personally.
Yeah.
I'm reasonably familiar with the show, so
Right.
it's not the hardest, but it's a Sondheim show, so it's difficult.
Oh yeah, just musically in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Sondheim, the man writes music like he's mad at his performers.
Absolutely, especially sopranos.
Oh, if you're a soprano in a Sondheim show, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, I went to the university to pick up the libretto so that I could be studying it over the students' winter break.
Perfect.
And I got it, and I about shit myself because I don't know if you've been in a musical where you received a libretto, but they're about like this thick usually.
Yeah.
The Sweeney Todd libretto is like a tome. It's massive. It's very intimidating. But
this is if you don't know, to contextualize a little bit, this is a musical written by a man that when he wrote an extra song for Meryl Streep for the movie version of Into the Woods, he handed it to her with a note that said, "Don't fuck it up." To Meryl Streep. That's who Sondheim is. So this doesn't shock me, but it also is shocking.
Yeah. It's a very difficult show.
Yeah, I've seen the original, like one of the Broadway performances
with Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
May she rest in
my
peace.
god, so fucking good.
You know that she holds the most Tonys for Best Actress in a Musical?
As she should.
As she should.
As she absolutely should.
Yeah. But anyway, so I've been working on Sweeney Todd a lot. And other than like playing video games, which I actually do have a lot to talk about in the way of playing video games.
Same, I've actually gotten to play a lot of video games.
Me too. But apart from that, we've done some reno in the apartment. Made some changes, moved some things around. My work desk is out in the living room now, so I'm not bothering my husband while I'm trying to work in the morning. Exactly. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
For the pod or
no, for the no, we're well past that.
I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, mine and my husband's 1-year anniversary.
Oh yay!
It's like next
Congratulations.
week.
That's amazing. Woo!
Yeah.
I was there for that wedding.
You sure were.
It was great.
We've talked about it at length on the podcast.
We 100% have. We don't need to go back into it. Go back to whatever that episode was if you want to hear more about the wedding.
But other than that, I've just been like working my day job a lot. We did the renovation, like I was talking about. My husband got a brand new PC, which I'm very excited to start streaming on.
The computer setup is awesome
it's
looking.
Beautiful.
I can see it over at the corner of my
Pictures to
eye.
come, I'm sure.
It looks so good. James.
He built it from scratch. He bought like all of the pieces, parts, and things, put it all together, which is just unfathomable to me. I'm not smart enough for that.
I talked about it for like my wife, who has also put together her own PC. I mentioned the other day, I was just like, I think I like to build my own PC, and she literally went,
because she knew that would turn into her building your PC for you.
Right. And then I was just like, you don't think I can do it? She was just like, it's not about the ability or the intelligence for you, babe. It's about the patience and the time. And I was like, You know me. You know
Wow,
me
what
very,
a
very well.
yeah. What a very insightful
Look, I'll take it.
statement.
She didn't insult my intelligence. She was just like, you won't put up with it.
All right, well, with all of that out of the way, it's time to get into what we're really here to talk about today. This is a Filthy Casuals episode, so it's a laid-back, chill episode. We're coming back from a hiatus, so we're just kind of checking in video game-wise,
Yeah.
kind of like what we're looking forward to and what we've been doing in the meantime. At the top of this, I would like to apologize for the terrible noise that's happening. We don't have neighbors above us, but we do have maintenance elves, I guess, that like to tap dance on Saturday mornings. So here we are.
Hold on 1 second here. They are in fact maintenance elves.
Yeah.
But they're not doing maintenance. They are tap dancing on the roof.
They are slacking on the job.
I
yes.
just want to think. They didn't come here to do work. This is where they practice
Absolutely.
for their show.
They work at night, Jordan.
Got it. Just wanted to make sure I had this like clear.
They're elves. They come in at night.
Of course. No, you're
Clearly.
right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm being ridiculous.
Thank you. All right, so here's what I've been up to.
Let's go.
I have a very, very important announcement to make. I have now completed Portal 1 and Portal 2.
Yes!
Can you believe?
Yes! I'm so excited. And your thoughts are?
Amazing.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they're paragons of,
They're
of video games.
such fucking good games. Both
Super
of them
good.
for like similar, but also their own reasons. They're both so good.
Yeah, and they're old enough that they're not very expensive pretty much anywhere that you can get them. If you haven't played Portal 1 and 2, I highly recommend both of them.
You really should. You really should play Portal 1 and 2
If you like a good puzzle game with like a simple mechanic that's going to challenge you and has great writing.
Yeah.
Super humorous. And also isn't going to take you that long.
No.
Play through Portal 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also does that wonderful thing that I love, that it's like that Valve, they haven't, from what I know at least, Valve hasn't like themselves actually made a game in a long time as far as I know. At least I don't think. Like, when was the last time you heard of a Valve release game? Like, my brain tells me it was like Left 4 Dead 2.
I'm really bad about keeping up with, like, this person released this game and this person did this game, so I'm really, really crap at that. But Vamp, while I look at it
No, I got you. Well, I was going to say, but it's got that wonderful Valve thing. It's similar, the Portal games, the Half-Life games, both the Left 4 Dead games, Team Fortress as well, of that it's like simple mechanic, but just like utilized incredibly well. Like, you get all your tools for Portal in the first like couple levels of the game, but then it's a portal gun. That's pretty much it. 2, you get environmentally a little bit more with some of the stuff with like moving the weird goo stuff around everywhere. But like that's it. It's a portal gun. You shoot 2 different portals. That's pretty much it. And it's just, how do you want to use that? Is kind of like what it kind of comes up to.
Looks like the last thing they released was Half-Life Alyx.
That was their VR game. You're right.
2020.
You're right. I was wrong. They did release a VR game for Half-Life, which
Dota.
is like
They also have
cool.
Dota. They also have Dota Underlords, Artifact, The Lab, Dota 2. Like, there's some. They're working on stuff.
okay. I have been wrong about
Portal 2.
everything that Portal has been working about that Portal that Valve has been working on. I was wrong.
But
Dota is a Valve game?
who knew?
I had no clue.
I didn't either. But
Okay.
anyway, so play through Portal 1 and Portal 2. Highly recommend it. It's available as of 22. It's available kind of on everything. You can play it on the Switch now as of 2022. Which, is that what I played it on? I can't remember. I've done a lot of video game playing in the past few weeks over the holidays and such. And the next thing that I got into was What Remains of Edith Finch, which I played in like a couple of days. But are you familiar with it?
I've seen the name is familiar, but tell me what the game is.
So it's a point and click adventure essentially,
okay.
which I love a point and click. But you play this girl, Edith Finch, who's like gone back to her like childhood family home, and she's kind of like walking through and exploring and like trying to figure out the mystery of like what happened to her whole family, because like her family had like a curse and everybody died, and you kind of go through these little vignettes of like her like ancestors like memories and stuff. Really cool game, really cool
fun,
narrative driven game. Very simple, played in an afternoon, very fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
highly recommend.
I like it.
Yeah. Other than that, what I've been beating my head against now is Hollow Knight.
Now, is Hollow Knight, am I correct? Is it another roguelite, or am I thinking of something else?
No, it's not a roguelite. No, it's an action platformer, essentially.
Gotcha.
A 2D action platformer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't played it, but I am now.
Okay.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. It is massive. I've logged probably close to like 30 hours into the game, and I'm 84% of the way through.
30 hours in an action platformer? Mm-hmm. That feels insane to me. Like,
yeah.
But both of the Ori games felt like a lot, and they're like, what, 8 hours long, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. And those feel massive too.
Those are huge.
Yeah. The thing is, Ori is like really sprawled out.
Yes.
But there's once you actually look at it, it's like not too much map.
The story in and of itself, especially, is also very narrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's very linear.
Yeah.
And Hollow Knight is like the total opposite of that. It's a huge map. All of the different areas kind of interconnect to each other.
Ooh, okay.
And you can go like way off the deep end at like if you wanted to. You know, there's like some Metroidvania aspects of like, well, you can't get into this area until you get this power up, which is over here. Actually, Metroidvania is how I would classify it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very fun. The art style is incredible.
I see the artwork for it. It's really, really cool.
The score is amazing.
Ooh, okay.
Love the score. And it does a good job of like scaling up and surprising you like the whole way through. Each kind of different creature feels really unique, and like nothing really feels very samey, to be honest. Sorry about that. I don't know.
Sorry, the drummer lost a cymbal upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was on the microphone, but the elf just went.
Yeah. It went skitter
tumbling over.
Yeah. But anyways, no, you play as a little guy. Super simple mechanics. You can run, you can jump, you can swing your sword, basically. But then you kind of get more power ups to like help you climb or double jump or dash, things like that. And the game scales up over like way more than you think it's gonna be, because when I picked it up I thought kind of like I was like, oh, this is probably like a 8-10 hour game. Let me bust it out. Not that at all. Not that at all. But I'm having just the greatest time. It's a really, really fantastic game, and it is available on Switch as well, I believe. So like, go pick it up, go play it. It's really, really good. And there's like a bunch of DLC that was released for it.
Did the game needed more?
Yeah.
They needed more.
Exactly. And like right now, I have no idea where I'm at. I don't know if I have to like beat the first main thing to unlock the rest of the DLC, or if I've consumed some of the DLC already and just didn't know it because I'm like, this is all new to me.
I've done that one too, which I didn't even realize I played through the fucking DLC for the game because I already had it.
Right. I'm doing this completely blind, so I have no idea what's going on. And the game does not hold your hand, which...
Oh, joy.
Depending on what kind of player you are, can be maddening.
Yeah, especially for something like that.
Yeah.
But then again, also with something like that, it sounds like, again, like it's an action platformer, so the mechanics are still fairly simple.
Exactly.
So it is like...
Exactly.
Look, man, gaming's been around for a long fucking time. Like, if you can't run and jump at this point, then...
Right. And, like, as a person that's consumed a lot of, like, platformers like that, in, like, the Metroidvania-specific, like, vein...
Yeah.
I kind of know what the cues are, Like... Oh, there's like a big platform like way up in the sky there. I can't get to it right now. I'll come back when I have a double jump power up. It's like there's cues that like you kind of know.
To be able to know like, I'll come back to this later. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're like a fresh player and you maybe haven't consumed a lot of Metroidvanias, that can be really maddening.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So pick up Hollow Knight, but tread with caution. And if you want to consume it, but feel like you might be like driven mad by the style and the way that it gets you through, look up a walkthrough.
Right.
Past that, Garrett and I have picked up StarCraft again.
That is one it's that one and WoW I'm never going to get into because it'll destroy my life and I know it. Like I won't fucking do it. I won't.
Yeah. It's a shame because they just made StarCraft 2 free to play.
Ooh, wonderful. Never going to do it though because I know what I'm like and I will lose myself to that. All that progress I was just talking about with like keeping a consistent workout schedule. Gone.
Out the window.
Gone. I know. Gone. I did when any of the Mass Effect games came out, I did nothing healthy for myself when they first came out. I know me. I'm not doing it.
Well, good for having that self-control.
Now.
Now.
Took some time, but we got there.
Yeah. Well, at 40, how old are you?
All right. If you don't think I won't hit you on the podcast, you're correct. But
on film?
Yeah.
Get that filmed? I'll take you right to court.
All right, go for it. Stand in court and go, Your Honor, it was justified. You made fun of my age.
Judge is like,
Got
sounds
you're 33, you said you were 40? Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to, playing a lot of Hollow Knight, because like I said, it's an extensive game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to play it in between like rehearsals and stuff, so that's going somewhat slowly. But I'm having just an absolute blast with
Awesome.
it. Yeah. How about you? What have you been up to?
Game-wise, the biggest things for me that I'm excited about was that so the Dead Space remake came out 2 days ago. Yeah, it dropped on the 26th, I believe. And I had it pre-ordered, and I've got the Xbox Series S, so I was like, sweet, midnight drops, this thing's gonna start downloading, I'm gonna go home, take care of my stuff, I'm gonna start playing Dead Space
Fire it
again.
up.
It's gonna be awesome. So I get home, take care of my shit, make myself some food, eat my food, I'm just like, sweet, turn on the Xbox, and it shows it done. I was just like, yes, hit click. Dead Space needs an update.
Oh no.
What kind of an update? Click.
Oh no, not a day zero update.
30 gigabyte update for a day one release for the game of a remake of a game.
Oh man. Yikes.
And I was just like, well, not doing this today.
Oh.
All right. So haven't touched it yet, but that's fine because I've made a choice for the channel on my own. Is that since I've got the equipment streaming's hard for me with my schedule, but I've got the equipment at my house to do game capture. So I'm gonna just go and do some stuff of me playing through the Dead Space
just like
remake.
Let's Play stuff.
Yeah, just some Let's Play
Great.
stuff of just
Absolutely.
and like I'm a huge Dead Space fan, so I'm sure I'll have plenty of thoughts and commentary on how the remake is and like the differences and stuff
You
like
have
that.
thoughts and commentary.
I know it's rare,
know.
but you know it does happen to me sometimes.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Listen, I often have commentary. I really have thoughts. But yeah, so I was like, okay, blessing in disguise, because that'll be a fun thing that I can start doing this week when I have some time off.
Yeah, there you go.
So that'll be good. But the thing I did get to play was that I picked up for myself for Christmas. I picked up God of War Ragnarok, which is the next sequel in the God of War series. Genuinely might be one of the greatest games I've ever fucking played. Like top to bottom, no notes.
No notes.
There's nothing to complain about. It's so fucking good. Like the story is incredible. The gameplay is just as good as the first one, if not better than it was. It's some of the best acting and writing I've seen. Full stop. Like video game, books, TV shows, but across the fucking board. This is the best performances with the best writing accompanying it. That's just I've ever gotten to witness, and it's just like so emotionally moved playing that game all the way through. Just incredibly well made, and the score. We were talking about music before. The score is incredible, and it's so good.
God, I love a game with a good score.
I know.
Gosh.
They've gotten so games have had good scores for a long time, but I feel like the last couple of years it's been like an upgrade in terms of like.
I mean, like Ori,
scores.
incredible
music
Spiritfarer, incredible.
Yes.
Hollow Knight, which is older, but still incredible.
Hades is an insanely
Maybe we
good
need to
score.
go back and just like look over all of the video games we've ever covered and go, do we actually like this game or is it just the score?
Or do we like the music? That's
Is it just the score?
That's true. And to me, the biggest compliment I could give to the game. So I still have a PS4. So I'm on the generation behind for it. You could get it for PS5. But my roommate Jess came down while I was playing, and she stopped and she went, "Is this a video game?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "This looks real. Like this looks like if you didn't point it out, this looks real to me." And I was like, "Crazy shit. This could be prettier.
It gets better than
This could look better than this.
Yeah.
This is a downgrade, actually."
Oh,
yeah.
man.
But yeah, so those are the main things that have been going on for me in terms of like actually playing video games. And since I mentioned it, since I'm here, I'll bring up the other talking point I wanted to talk about. So it was the Game Awards. They dropped the first like announcement trailer for Hades 2, which is a game we are both big fans of. And would you believe it? Some people are mad about it.
That is something I can believe. In today's day and age.
I just
I can't believe it.
Like I don't understand just whenever a video game has someone who is female presenting as a protagonist, why motherfuckers who look like me with worse hairlines just have to get mad? Like, what is it? Is it that makes you so upset? Like, I don't get why you see something that, look, I get that you can't fuck it, but like, and even if it was real, you wouldn't be able to. But like, I don't know why you're so upset about it.
Ouch. Spicy Jordan.
Like,
not untrue, but spicy.
There's no reason for them to be fucking mad. I don't get it.
Is it just because it's a female presenting protagonist?
Literally the only bitching I've seen about it so far is that it's
arbitrary thing.
And just like people talking about just like, oh, even Hades went woke, and I was just like, Hades was the most bisexual fucking thing to come out in forever. What do you mean it went woke?
Absolutely.
This game was already super gay.
It was. I'm upset because I wanted a game where you could play as Meg. That's what I wanted.
That would have been fucking dope. That would have been sweet too. Oh, that would be. Well, here's the thing. I mean, like at a certain point, you could start with that and do the later in the series Wolfenstein thing where you do like split off games and you talk about other stuff. So it's like, let's do that story. It's just like, you know, have like a little have just like a quick little like point and click where you play as Meg and shit like that. Run around.
Yeah.
Sorry, just one last thing before we get into some of the bigger stuff we want to talk about was we just need to mention that the Last of Us TV show has also come out by the time this is aired. In timeline of recording the show, 2 episodes have come out. I've seen both of them. Have you watched it?
I have not.
Doesn't matter if you've played the game. Fucking watch the show.
Okay.
It is just a great show. I'm watching.
That's kind of what I've been hearing. Yeah.
I've been watching it with Jess, who knows little to nothing about video games, and she's obsessed. Utterly obsessed with the show.
Now, I think I played through the first maybe couple episodes of the game, The Last of Us game. Because that was a Telltale game?
No, you're thinking of the Walking Dead series, I believe.
I'm thinking of the Walking Dead series.
Yeah, Last of Us is a PlayStation exclusive from Naughty Dog, who has like an pretty exclusive contract with Sony, I believe. So it's yeah. I was like, episodes, because the game kind of goes in chapters, but it doesn't do the episodic thing that Telltale Games does.
Okay.
But
I was thinking, I'm not far off, right? It's a guy.
Similar vibe.
It's a guy.
It is a guy and a girl
in a zombie
trying to survive.
apocalypse. He's protecting a little girl. Okay, not far off.
I mean, like, base notes, yes, the zombie apocalypse aspect is slightly different because it's not like a virus or just like a general plague that takes over. There's like, it's an evolution of a specific fungal infection that makes it work. So it's still zombies, but it's the origins. Listen,
it's pedantic zombies.
Watch the show, you'll understand why mentioning the fungus part of it does actually make a difference.
Okay.
Why it is actually an important distinction to make between how essentially these zombies work and how zombies traditionally work.
I believe you.
But yeah, the Last of Us TV, I could do a whole episode talking about how fucking good the show is.
Yeah.
And being a fan of the game series is just like it's what we talked about with Arcane. Just to go, I'll wrap up here on this, but just like talk about like with Arcane, like with that episode that we did of just like the respect that was done with it, of just like taking go like, listen, we're gonna change things. It's gonna be different, but this is out of love for what has already been done, and we're just gonna take that and try to like do something else with it. Like, it's not trying to be better than the video game. It's just going, here's how this would work in a TV show setting, and here's like the changes that need to happen. It's just like the little nods, like the small. It's like we're talking about with Arcane. Like nothing. It's not going like, hey fans, did you catch that? Did you see that? Wasn't that cool? There's like that little nod we did. It's like, if you're a fan, you're gonna catch the nods,
right? And
it's really nice, and it's so much more satisfying than like someone trying to fucking put it in my face.
Yeah, I like that. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get to like the big, like
just another thing I want to mention, because I was going to talk about it before we went on our hiatus, but we didn't get a chance to. Just something to mention. So this is going a while back in the timeline, and obviously, as always with our stuff, please go look it up online and research it yourself. I'm a fan of the Doom game series, particularly the most recent sort of remakes of the series, the 2016 Doom game and the Doom Eternal. A big part of that was, again, sort of tying it all together here, has been the soundtrack made for the games especially if you're a metalhead. It's just like, it's the perfect soundtrack to accompany something like Doom. And obviously there's more people involved, but like the predominant credit for the soundtrack for the Doom games goes to a gentleman named Mick Gordon. And his music is all over my playlist. It's on my workout playlist. Like, I throw it into my D&D campaign stuff for the battle music and stuff like that. it's such good music. He a few months back now dropped basically it was like a full article release online that he did responding to a Reddit post that one of the managers from ID Software, I believe, who is the main developer for Doom, I think, but no, yes, Bethesda is the distributor, ID Software is the developer. Sorry, want to make sure I had that.
That's the sound of your brain thinking.
Hold on, I'm getting there. There it is. Okay,
this is the gears turning in your head.
Slowly but surely getting there. But this dude who was a manager for ID Software and like oversaw the stuff, particularly the stuff for the sound for like the music for the game and then the soundtrack that came after the game's release, went on a thread on Reddit because like I guess the soundtrack release was a mess and there was a bunch of issues with like getting a soundtrack out and they had to keep backpedaling on promises of like what they said, like it's gonna come with this and it's gonna be this and da 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 da, and I had to like keep going like, oh sorry, it's gonna be released later. Oh no, it's actually not gonna have that. Oh, da 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 da, and just like in a big Reddit post or a Reddit Q&A thing that he did, put all the blame on Mick Gordon, trying to say like he was a difficult artist, we could never pin him down for a proper schedule. And da 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 da. Then Mick Gordon put out a thing that was like bullshit, and I have fucking receipts, asshole, and just like laid out like pieces from emails and like a much clearer timeline that wasn't as general as what the guy said. And it's just like with that and what we're going to talk about in a little bit here, the thing that I am like learning more and more and more, and this is obviously a generalization, is just like, man, management sucks.
Yeah.
Like if you're the people who are in charge and you're just in charge because like, I don't know, you want the money for it, like you suck at your job typically. Like if you don't have a vested interest in what you're doing, it sucks. So if you can go look, it's just really just look for just Google search Mick Gordon Doom soundtrack. You're probably one of the first things will be like his article that he wrote about everything that happened. Super detailed, super well written, and just like the only person he really tries to paint as like a villain in the whole thing is this manager, and I'm just like, he kind of threw the first punch, so I think you have a right to defend yourself here.
Absolutely.
But it's just like the whole thing is just, it just sucks, and just like I hate that. In this industry, it sucks all around, but in this industry in particular that I have such a fondness and a love for, to see that, like, that shit down the line is still happening to artists. Of just like, well, we could just fucking blame it on them. Yes, I'm upset too. Cat's in the corner if you couldn't hear it on the mic.
Cat's screaming in the distance.
How dare they? But just, it's just like, treat your artists better, man. Like, come on. Like, if this shit ever goes anywhere, like, we have a logo that we made, and we have a song that we did, and we, with nothing to our fucking names, made sure that our artists were compensated and taken care of as best as we could.
Yeah.
And if this ever goes anywhere, our editor and our producer that we have now, and hopefully ourselves, will also be compensated for the work that we've done for this thing. But just like,
we'll for sure be being paid last, though.
Exactly. Because we just sit here and talk about dumb shit. Like, this is like, arguably the easiest part of the fucking job. So, but yeah, I was just like, it's just one of those things that left a very unfortunately fucking bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
But I feel like probably not as bad as a taste as the other thing that we need to get into here.
Well,
although it did end on a better note.
It's over now. The evil has been defeated.
It has. Why don't you go and let the people know what we're talking about?
So the short version, if you were not privy to the Wizards of the Coast drama that's recently been going on with their open gaming license, the short version is that Wizards of the Coast owns D&D everything, right? So all of the source books, all of the content, everything for Dungeons and Dragons. But a widespread community of people have been creating things within that world, within that system, for years and years and years. Since time immemorial. Yeah, ages. And essentially there was a leak of some documents that made everyone aware that Wizards of the Coast was trying to change their open gaming license to be more restrictive, and essentially they would have ownership of like everything that anyone created anywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Which is super shitty, and I'm probably way oversimplifying it, but there are other people on the internet that have waxed poetic about this topic, so go find one of their videos if you want to know more specifically about the open gaming license and the changes that they were trying to make. The short version is that Wizards, like, it got leaked, and then Wizards was like, oh, Thanks for reviewing our document. We wanted feedback. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what we wanted the whole time, guys. Thank you.
Right. Tried to like backpedal out of it. Super shady, super shitty.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I read that response they made, and they were kind of like, just so you guys know, it's not like we're not saying that like you caught us, and I'm like, but that's exactly what happened, you fucks. Like, what do you?
Yes. But there is a happy ending because the revamp to their open gaming license has been completely scrapped, and they have actually stated that they are going to be moving more things into the Creative Commons.
Yeah.
So in all of this, I would just like to like throw out something too. There's probably a lot of great people at Wizards of the Coast that are like
100%
creating the content and are like the creative minds.
Yeah.
And I would just like to separate them out from all of the bullshit. So when we say like
100%.
Wizards of the Coast made a shitty decision, we know that that's not the wonderful
no.
artists.
The creative types,
everybody,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Well, because the leak came from somebody from Wizards, didn't it?
Would imagine.
I'm like 90% sure it was like somebody, like essentially a whistleblower who was like,
I don't imagine there was some...
Guys!
I don't imagine there was some spy that went in and...
No. But what I mean, just like, the leak came from inside, so somebody gave enough of a shit to be like, hey, so whoever you are, thank you.
Yeah. We need more whistleblowers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, if you're an artist and a creative person at Wizards of the Coast, we love you and appreciate you. Your board members suck.
I'm sorry.
Whoever's making those decisions and those calls, sorry.
The only thing I will say, though, was that, like, I was somebody who was not super... I was upset when I heard everything that was going on.
Yeah.
But I wasn't super nervous for, like, the future of, like, 5e or Dungeons & Dragons in general. And even for, like, the creator aspect of it, I generally wasn't that worried about it. Because as an older nerd, I saw this happen a few years ago when, like, the Let's Play stuff started to get big and the Twitch streaming stuff started to get big. Because...
Oh, right. It became an issue of, like...
It became an issue where primarily it was Sony and Nintendo were like, these guys are just giving away our content for free. Who's going to buy our video games when they could just watch somebody fucking play video games?
Right.
No, you can't do that anymore. And it was a big fucking thing where the PlayStation 3 originally had to get patched so you can game capture and stream from it, because they released it specifically to be like, nope, you cannot capture from this thing. You cannot stream on this thing. We do not want people watching somebody else use our content. And then they watched Microsoft make a shit ton of money off of people streaming and playing their fucking games. Because turns out if you let people watch somebody else play something, they go, that looks fun, I want to play that, and they fucking buy it.
It's like advertisement.
Yeah. Hey, how the fuck do you think I got started playing D&D? I watched other motherfuckers play D&D. And then I went, I want to do that, and bought the stuff.
And now look at you.
Now look at me. I am drenched in D&D swag. Wearing that, you can't see my pants, and I'm not going to stand up. But they are also D&D themed pants.
This is what our parents warned us about. This was
what our parents warned us about.
With D&D specifically.
No, my parents tried to warn me about kissing boys in theaters, and they were technically right. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed listening to us talk about what we've been up to. What are some stuff you guys want to hear us talk about in the future? Like any topics, games, just anything else going on in the community? Please let us know.
And also, if you have any future ideas for discussions or games that we can play, you can send us an email at 3vopodcastteam@gmail.com and give us your ideas. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all at 3VO Podcast. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to our show wherever fine podcasts are found. It really does make a difference, and we would really appreciate it. So please do it. And as always, we'll see you next time. Bye!